Okay, hello. Hello, hello. Why am I carrying random hydrogen? Ugh.
Flight mode.
Time to go dump that somewhere. What needs hydrogen? Something does. You. Casimir crystals. Great. You take all of my hydrogen just so it's out of my inventory.
Flight mode.
Hello, welcome back. If I saw you during the afternoon stream, welcome back. If not, welcome for the first time today. Cat has been given a treat, I've got some food in me, and was debating what to do next with my time, and really all I wanted to do was come back and play a bit more Dyson Sphere, so that's what we're gonna do.
Flight mode.
We've gotten basically all of our production blocks set up at this point, although I do want to take a closer look at some of them having, oh dear, the cat's getting up. I do want to take a look at some of them having collision, because I was developing these a little close to the poles, and then as we got down towards the tropics, where the squares are closer together, some of these started complaining earlier. Yeah, this is the first time you're seeing it, because it's the first time, I guess a session or two ago, that I discovered this exists. Sort of like a magic eraser thing. Which, you know, suffices for area delete. I'll take it. So, this enormous science production facility I know has no obvious collision because we've already tested this one. But it required foregoing substations and going back to regular power poles. And I do not know if the same is true for all of these. Like, what actually happens if we slap this generic assembler design down? Does it complain? Foundation required. Over here. Connection target, but other than that, it's happy. What about chem plants? Foundation required. Okay. Let's see. I just did refined oil. That's probably fine. We have some proliferator already, but what happens if we wanted more? Collide with other objects. See, this is the kind of crap that I was afraid of. Just these tiny, tiny, tiny little floating point value collisions. And now I get to debate whether to redo half of this thing. I'm really unsure why this one is unhappy when this one and all the others in the same row are fine. I mean, I can rebuild the blueprint and fix it, and then remake the blueprint. But that's about it. Some of these I may just have to accept that they're not going to be able to be built everywhere. Like, the existing proliferator design works fine when it's close to the equator. But here there seems to be issues. That is part of the challenge, that's very true. Oh, let's see. I'm unsure why this one is complaining. This one I get, because it is genuinely closer. We could set these other two proliferator input belts to come in the sides instead, which would give us an extra tile of space to play with up here. Which would fix this one. I'm honestly not sure about this one. This feels like it should be okay. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's nothing obvious that's the matter with this one, but okay. Well, let's see. How close to the equator can we get it? Probably like there. Yeah, same, only 2 it's complaining about, so let's try building this and see what it does. What is it complaining about not having? Spray coaters. I had plenty of those. Where did they all go? Oh no, this is the build that has more than any other, so I probably genuinely do need to make some. And a couple of assemblers. Okay.
Flight mode.
Just sit here for a minute while everything builds. Let's see. I also learned that you can interface with Logi chests from wherever. Which is quite cool. Let's see. Spray coaters, on the other hand, I'm going to need to handcraft, and I can only make 12. What am I out of? Glass. Okay, that I actually do have to go take care of. But yeah, that's the initial thing we'll be doing here is some blueprint double checking. And then once we have some blueprints that actually work... Wow, that iron mine is basically dead. Once we have some blueprints that actually work, I want to go mess about with a polar mall. I want to build a little starter base that I can just slap on the cap of any planet I so choose. There's the prisms. And with those...
Flight mode.
That is plenty of magnets that I don't want to make. 2, 10. There we go. Okay. Oh, these are my construction drones. I guess have been tailing me the entire time. God dang, that is a lot of random titanium ingots just laying around.
Replication complete.
Neato. That in that way. Okay. Back item. Where did they all go to? Oh. Is it? Yeah, it was only counting the ones it could actually build. So I was short another 2.
Replication complete.
Okay. In that way. Out that same way. Yeah, I also really appreciate that you can see the blueprint actually curving like this. Very subtle, but very neat. Okay. What are you complaining about colliding with other object? You're not telling me which other object. This is apparently fine. Okay, if I delete the belt... Oh, that's fascinating. I can't even... put this one back where it was supposed to go. Okay. What if... Right, like there was one. That goes there, that's fine. How much more construction do we have to do here? Decent chunk. Okay. there's not really a great way to push this back. Either, is there? Well, if I wasn't drawing in, what is that, coal from the very first item slot, I could probably move this assembler back a tile or even two. Oh, jeez. And it, again, will not let me place it the correct place. There's something strange going on with, like... I'm not entirely sure what, but, like, the order in which things are positioned, maybe.
Mineral depleted.
Okay. Somewhere around here I have... Oh, no. Shoot. Yeah. Whoopsies. Well, that's a whole bunch of carbon nanotubes littered. That was silly of me. Oh, and they're filling the belts. Okay, you know what? I hate doing this. But that's a bad enough mistake that I'm going to start over. I do, I'm a filthy save scummer. Horrible of me. I need more assembling machines and right, more spray coaters. Fine. We'll go get those again. And yeah, it copied the filters. And actually, before I was about to leave and make that mistake again. Or rather, I saved with the filters enabled, and it just, filed a police report. Good. I hope it shows up, Chloe. Okay. Clear, clear, clear. There we go. Alright. Now I can safely go and grab some glass for the rest of these spray coaters. Haven't gotten any notifications. I wouldn't... Well, I wouldn't expect anything immediately, but that's not necessarily a well-grounded
Replication
assumption.
complete.
Okay, some of those. I have an air tag on my keys. I should invest in some air tags. I don't have them on anything. And that's probably a mistake.
Replication complete.
Air tags have saved me multiple times. Yeah. They seem useful. Where on earth did my construction drones run off to? Ah. Tell you what, while that's going, don't know what that was, but okay. Somewhere around here are upgrades for how fast your drones move. Movement speed, inventory, there we go. +3 construction drones. That sounds great. Requires Mecha Core level 5. Fine, I'll queue that up too. But the bottleneck is green science anyway, might as well take advantage of some other sciences being backed up while waiting on that. Give that a chance to replenish. Boston Police doesn't have a public restroom. I can't say that's necessarily surprising, but or at least I can't imagine the Boston PD having, or any PD really, having that great a relationship with the local homeless community. Oh, goodness. Glad I still have my passport and don't carry my social security card. Yeah, I don't even know where I have my social security card, actually. It's somewhere around here, but yeah, not the kind of thing one should be carrying around all the time. Last time I lost something like this was my MBTA card. Someone used it on me. Okay, while this is going, I want to start making a draft of something else. I want every possible thing that we might want in a mall. Which is mostly buildings. Yeah, substations might as well. Wind tower. Thermal generator, solar panel. Oh, do I need an accumulator? I think I do to make orbital collectors. Geothermal. Mini fusion. I mean, I might as well just skip to artificial star, but whatever, okay. And I need an energy exchanger to make orbital collectors. Artificial star. Belt 1. Belt 2, Belt 3, splitter, black item. I have tons of these. I don't really see a need for a piler or traffic monitor. I do need a spray coater. I need small boxes. I don't care about storage tanks. I do care about logi hats. Planetary logistic stations. Interplanetary logistic stations. Orbital collectors. Sorter 2. Sorter 3. Pile sorter. Thank you. Have I ever lost my wallet? Not that I recall. Okay, I just made oil extractors. Oil refinery. Meter, regular chem plant, quantum chem plant. Particle
Upgrade
collider.
complete.
Ah! Thank you. Regular smelter, plain smelter. Regular assembling machine. Tier 2 assembler. Tier 3 assembler. Labs. Do we want ejectors and silos? We might as well.
Flight mode.
I mean, you have a chance of finding it either way, but you're doing the right thing by canceling your cards and all that fun stuff. So
Flight mode.
okay. Alright, I had silos. We need missile turrets. We could make other types of turrets here, but really missile turrets are so OP that I am tempted to just stick with those and eschew everything else. Let's see, we need battlefield analysis bases, we need signal towers. I can probably use shield generators. Okay, that's 44 assemblers. Plus, of course, we need to make some things that are not... let's see. Yeah, we need to make missiles, for which we need combustible units and engines. Let's see. What were these used in? Thrusters are used in drones, reinforced thrusters are used in vessels, so yes, we do need both of them. One, two, three. All 3 types of Logi things.
Mineral depleted.
Oh no, a mineral was depleted. Whatever shall I do? Okay. Let's see. I wanted corvettes, so I maybe have a chance of taking down hives. Let's see. Antimatter fuel rod is used for stars, so... either want to make that on site from antimatter or just ship the fuel rods around. Neutron fuel rod is used in carrier rockets. Right, frame material is used in a bunch of stuff, so that we need. Trying to make a catalog here of everything that might be used in or for a mall. But that we won't necessarily have their own production rows for because they're not being used for science. Let's see. We can probably get rid of Let's see.
Flight mode.
What can we get rid of here? Yeah, I know they don't have power. For generic purposes, we don't need array receiver. That's too situational. Let's see. Anything power generation is a yes, but ray receiver requires a Dyson swarm, so nah. Somewhere around here I was making a silo. You. Don't need that. And this was shield generator. That we needed. That's signal tower. Missile turret. What was it next to silo? The rail ejector. I was making that somewhere too. And I can't see it because of all these stupid out of power flashing signs. I am merciless, Muhammad. Okay, we're doing this purely to make these flashing signs go away. We're not actually going to power any of this. Oh, that's better. I can see. Okay, shield generator. You know what? There's a few things here that are just really situational, like anything oil related. I think maybe it's better to have a few blank assemblers that we can just assign to whatever we happen to need in any given planet. I want to try and restrict myself to the stuff that we'll probably need across multiple planets. Or rather, that we will probably need when landing on any planet. Orbital collector. Oh, I'm tempted. ELS, we have ILS. I am not seeing that ejector anywhere. Maybe I decided against that. Oh, gosh. And if we're not making orbital collectors, that lets us save on accumulators, it lets us save on an energy exchanger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Is there anything that needs to be made in more exotic buildings? Need to head home, but I'm too exhausted to. Hey, you should head home. That seems like a wise thing to do. This is 4 times 7 times 2 minus 6. 4 times 7 is 28, times 2 is 56, minus 6 is 50. And then if we're actually going to make things like an orbital collector, we need an energy exchanger to fill up these stupid accumulators. Uber is like $14 right now. Eh. I mean, do you have much of a choice? I mean, you could stay the night, but should you? I'm sure no one cares. Okay, let me think. Fusion power plants make deuteron fuel rods. Or, sorry, require deuteron fuel rods. Which I'd really rather just skip straight to antimatter. I shouldn't because I don't have my morning meds with me. That does seem like a important reason not to. Can I make one of these on site? I can. Let's see. I'm not going to make another particle collider when I have 30 of them laying around. What I don't remember off the top of my head...
Replication complete.
Well, several things I don't remember off the top of my head. Such as, what all you make. Deuterium. You make strange matter, which is used in gravitational lenses and quantum chem plants. I really don't want... I think I just request strange matter in instead of making it on site. Yeah, especially when it needs deuterium. Okay. Actually, you know what? Let me just hang on to a couple of those. Okay. We are going to avoid making strange matter directly in the mall.
Flight mode.
it might be important to have an energy exchanger there. If only to make orbital collectors. And energy exchangers are annoyingly large. Then again, that's not necessarily going to be the restriction on how we build. This is. Let's see. We need more processors. Because I need some more PLSs. I think I might have flown the wrong way around the world on accident. Oh well. At least I knew where I was going.
Replication complete.
We would need more graphene for that. More graphene. We would need more turbines. Why do I still have random hydrogen in here? You. Burn this hydrogen. Nobody cares, I don't want it. Is this empty? This is empty. There is no more coal coming in here. And this belt has to go over there. Just to keep the red signs flowing. Okay. That lets us make no more of these because I still don't have copper. Uber is down to 994. That seems much more viable. And steel. Turbines, presumably. Ooh, and titanium ingots. Lord knows I have plenty of that laying around. Not in that one. Oh, and that line's almost out of copper, too. Here's one where we'd have just a bunch of random crap. Ah. We're still making a bunch of turbines. You could just be grabbing them from inventory. And I should make a couple of ILSs as well. Really? Okay, more copper. Okay, we'll live with that for now. That's
Upgrade.
plenty. Ah! Cool. We can build stuff faster, I guess. Alright, why don't we, for the time being, return to what we were doing here, which was trying to figure out why... Really? I need like 2 more sprayers. And I'm not going to get them for another 11 minutes.
Flight mode.
Unless I do this. There, that at least bumps it up the queue some. That'll do it. Okay. Okay, and now it's claiming it can be built no problem. How about this one? No, this one still wants to complain about colliding with something or other. But this one that wouldn't even get built automatically is fine now, for no reason. I have changed nothing. Okay. Let's try to do this from the earliest point we possibly can. Which I guess is there that clips into the first belt. Let's try to avoid that. Getting an Uber now, good. I think you're making the right decision. No. In feed. There you go. And that wants to collide with this. This is really the most compact we can kind of build this. That's dreadful. Okay, you know what? I know this is this is against my better judgment, but I think I am just going to leave this blueprint as kind of broken. Or at least latitude dependent. Ah, really?
Flight mode.
I have better things I want to be doing with my time than this. Like seeing just how big of an area I need to make a polar mall that actually works. Oh, gosh. Okay, I think I need to try this on the South Pole. And I probably... I just passed it. Okay. Okay, I have some PLSs, I have some ILSs. What I need a lot more of is foundation. Where was I building that? Here. There we go. Okay. Oh, let's think about how we want to do this. The way I would kind of like this to work adorable. Okay. The way I would kind of like this to work is to have a ring of ILSs around the center, around the very pole, to the extent that that's possible. That's gonna be too close to another one that way.
Replication complete.
Which means if I want this to... precisely follow... still no. Okay, that's about as close as I can make them. And put them in a circle, anyway. So that could get me a total of 9 ILSs, bringing in various ingredients from all over the cluster. And then in a ring around the edges... like every 15 tiles or so. The idea, anyway, is to have a ring of PLSs that go into assembly machines that go into boxes. And have that circle around the edge here. And the reason I was messing around with that giant list of everything I might want to make in a mall is to define how big I need that ring to be. How many PLSs it needs to fit. They can be relatively close. I'm looking at this from the south end. How many did I have here? I had 1, 2, 3, 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 52 minus 2. Okay, so I had an even 50 assemblers. Plus at least one for a stupid, energy exchanger just to build orbital collectors. So if I can fit 50, that would be great. Even a little more would be ideal. Three... no. Or there is absolutely no way we're getting 10 of those by the time we hit that other meridian. Maybe 8 if I'm lucky. Which means I either need 2 rings of these or I need to step it down. How close can we get here? Did I already figure that out? Okay. We can get that close on this end. I guess we could have 2 rings of stations. Especially since that's 14 tiles apart, which is annoying. Could bump that to 15. Forgive me for being very much in a mode of still feeling this out. This is essentially what we're doing here, is designing. 1, 2, 3. Does not line up very well. Me how many? 7. And I could compress them by 1 more tile. Hello, Blake. Not a problem. Oh gosh, what to do, what to do, what to do. I think first make more PLSs so I actually have... need more graphene. Graphene, which is here. Steel, which is gonna be who knows where. There's probably some in here that I can swipe. And I know I don't have a Logi hat on processors. So I'm going to have to take those from... And that's a low limit. Set that to 500. Let's see, you are presumably complaining about turbines. Which I was making where? Here. Also a low limit, but whatever. Okay, we'll work with that for now. Okay. Oh, let me think. 8 times 4 is 32. This is the first tropic where we could actually fit something of note. in theory, I could fit more assemblers.
Flight mode.
By putting them either between stations or even behind stations. Such as there. And then well, I probably need that to be a bit closer because these need to belt out. Okay, can I get... I can... That, however, is too close. Okay. So I could make something that way, and also something this way. And depending on how I arrange my assemblers, that could be enough to work. That gets us how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Little under 7 because that's too close for another one. How long is this tropic? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 exactly. Okay, which means... Let's see. Can't build that any closer. We can put these every 20. No, not there. Something like there. Something like there. And something like there. That's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 4, 20 PLSs, but it gives us enough room to do shenanigans like this with assemblers. So we have some that can draw from multiple.
Replication complete.
Cool. Yeah, so each one can get an average of 2 assemblers coming off of it. Like so. And then boxes. How do I have no ironing kits on me? Oh, let's see. You probably have a lot. You do. Let's see. Where would I have put stone? There's probably some in here. Oh dear. There's not really. Okay, well, we're just gonna live with this for now, I guess.
Flight mode.
Just gonna say, I don't think I put that at the right latitude. Okay. There. There. Okay. There are plenty of PLSs we don't have. But that gives us a nice bird's eye view of what to expect. And we only need 2 more PLSs. Interesting. Okay, we need processors and graphene, I guess. And copper. Okay. Oh, let's see. Where did I put some of those? Processors. graphene. Where might some copper be? Sure, we'll just steal that entire store. Ugh. And now we need steel. All right.
Flight mode.
Then we're going to need boxes, for which I need stone piles. Where do I need to fly to get those? Northeast of where I am. Sure, let's roll with that. Also, you take some of that coal, I don't want it. Okay. Now where to put boxes? Okay, we could...
Replication complete.
alternate this pattern. So I'm gonna need some Logi hats. For which I apparently need a ton of glass. How many of those am I currently sitting on? 0? Come on. Okay. I probably should have included pile sorters. At least from assembler to box. Before starting that. Why can you not? There you go. Okay. Now we can use that. Cool, those connections don't work unless I haven't already placed the boxes. That's neat. Well, at least I haven't done that most of the places.
Replication complete.
Okay. There. Oop. No.
Flight
Still
mode.
not quite right. There we go. Okay. Oh, fun. Can I really not build over a resource? Kind of. Ah, there's a way to build over resources, and I forget what it is. But I know it's possible. Okay, we need 18 Logi hats, which means I need a bunch of processors, prisms, magnetic coils. Let's see. There's some prisms. There's some processors. There's some magnetic coils. How many of these can I build now? Not quite enough. More mag coils. This is exactly as much as I need. Perfect. Oop, we have a break here. Here and here. Can I, like, shoot it? Yeah, I know it collides with another object. I want you to disregard that other object. It's gross. Get it out. Okay, I'm gonna look this up. You must place a dedicated oil extractor directly onto the node.
Replication complete.
Okay, I guess this may just be screwing with my blueprint then.
Flight mode.
Okay. That gets me... $40 assemblers. Except I need more. What to do, what to do, what to do. Oh, there are probably some things I could kill. That said... I just remembered that because some of these recipes are telescopic, their outputs would either need to go back into PLSs, which severely limits how much stuff I can put in any given one. Oh goodness, and the cat's crying at me. Or I would need to route belts from the output of one into the input of a neighboring one. I do not like this. Yes, hello, kitty. Yeah, this is fine for one way, but some of these need to go. At least output of one into the input of the next one. That's not what I want to see. That's what I want to see. I want to see the grid. Okay, this next one is 25 high. Whereas if I was going to stick assemblers directly off, well, that actually lines up pretty well. That lines up really well, actually. Okay. Belts are gonna look weird, but other than that, that lets us bump it up to 50 assemblers, which is much more in line with what I actually need. Let's see. I think I accidentally just made a swastika. Whoopsies. Yeah, gotta have this rotational symmetry going the other way, because Nazis ruin everything. Let's see here. There. Is that gonna work?
Flight mode. Flight mode.
Okay. Does this actually work? No. I swore there was a way to do that. Yeah, I swore there was a way to pave over resources so that you didn't actually have to extract them. If that's not something I can guarantee I can work my way around, then this plan is going to be real short-lived. With foundation, I just put foundation down here, and the stone veins are still here, and I still can't build over them. Check the options at the bottom when you have foundation selected. Aha! I see. There we go. Thank you, Psycho Rider.
Flight mode.
I assume that is also something I can do here to this oil well? Yes. All right. Thank you, thank you. Okay. That being the case, oop, other way. Thank you for that achievement. Totally wanted that. I was going to order Domino's as a treat, but $6 delivery fee is gross. I mean, drivers gotta eat too. Let's see. Counterclockwise is how we actually want this. We're gonna need like 20 more of these. Which means I need more magnets and more prisms. There's more magnets, and prisms are here. Okay. More hats, please. We are going to make this dual rotationally symmetrical. Delivery fee doesn't go to the driver. I mean, fair. Also got home safely. Yay! Glad to hear it. And I need boxes. How out of stuff am I?
Replication complete.
Okay.
Replication complete.
I like that a lot better. treating myself to a Klondike bar. I'd say you've earned it. It's been a rough day. Making squares cool. It works on so many levels. Okay, was this where I... Yes. Maybe? No.
Flight mode.
Where did I design this? Here. Okay. Down, up, in, out. Is what it says on the packaging. Those Klondike people are geniuses, I tell ya. Okay. Use now.
Flight mode.
Also got some antivirals. They are big pills. What do you need antivirals for? If you don't mind sharing, obviously. Okay. More hats. A virus. Makes sense. That is an important thing to treat. I need to make a bunch of ILSs, don't I? Even more copperant turbines. Okay. And buried somewhere in a ring in here, I want to put some missile turrets, some artificial stars for power, all the good stuff. Don't know why this shape reminds me of Frostpunk. Couldn't tell ya. Okay. I need 4 more ILSs. I'm also just going to preemptively bury that copper.
Replication complete.
Okay. We have a thing that is starting to take shape. Let's see. What do I need to make more ILSs? I need more turbines, more copper ingots. There are probably turbines in here. Definitely copper ingots in here. It's enough for 1. Processors are here. Now I need everything. Okay. Titanium alloy I probably have in... Where am I putting that? This one. More copper. Screw it, I'm gonna go get some myself.
Flight mode.
Happy midnight to those on the East Coast. I guess more graphene as well. Still not enough? Turbines again. Yeah, okay, those I am definitely gonna get by hand. Because I haven't put a Logi hat on this box. Titanium ingot and steel. Well, maybe something you can do tomorrow, Chloe. I'm sure their security footage is kept for a while. Oh, there's an actual base on Pluto that my missile defenses haven't wiped out yet. I miscalculate? I did. I only need 2 more. Where am I building that? Can't see from behind the tree. There we go. Okay, that's gonna take a minute. What else can I do here? I can figure out power. Oh my goodness. Can y'all hear this cat? Okay, let's assume I can put substations like there.
Replication complete.
There we are. Just got back, so no. She will probably be added again in not too long here. Hi. Oh my goodness. Oh, hello, little one. Hi, can we voice some opinions for the internet? Oh, very quietly. I know you don't like being picked up. Oh, that's so soft. Oh, okay, fine. I will let you down. Oh, yeah, she is not happy with me for picking her up. Baby. Okay. Heard you silent and clear. Let's see here. Okay, I have all these modules. Which can, in theory, be used to make telescopic recipes. Bring supplies in from ILS to PLS, out with belts, to however I want to arrange all of these. Probably need some here, 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 and here. Just to get power to everything else. Okay. Pretty much, Hunga. wanted to do something with the poles of my planets, so I'm making a essentially a starter base. Something that I can just slap down on any new planet I visit and eventually get the supplies to build more widely on that planet. One thing that is going to require is some power. And I am not sure how I want to probably what I should do is get antimatter fuel rods. Well, actually, that's a good question. What do I need for... Yeah... I'm playing a lot more Animal Crossing. I hope you enjoy it. I have never been an Animal Crossing person. My sister loves it. Do I bring in antimatter? Or do I bring in antimatter fuel rods? I think I have to bring in antimatter. Then again, fuel rods are the only thing it's used in. Hello, Sally. How was Ratchet and Clank? Burning my money would be more productive than buying a Switch 2. Something that just occurred to me is I sure hope I only need 40... 40 or 45? I do have 9 of these things, so I guess 45 intermediate ingredients. Actually, let me count these real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14... Organic crystal, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, checked diamond, 20, 22, 23. Yeah, don't need that. Carbon nanotubes, 24, strange matter, 25. That. Making this on site, I think. What was that? 25? I think 25. 6, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Maybe frame material, 32. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Yeah, okay, we should just barely have enough room in all of these, ILSs for all of the intermediate ingredients we need. Why do you say that you have no power? Oh, interesting. Because there is a tiny little gap in power coverage. Okay. I put you there, take you out. No, okay. We're just gonna need 8 of these things. That's annoying. Okay, fine. That gets us power. Yeah, while I'm sure their programmers had to do work to make the Zelda games actually run at 60 on the Switch 2, it does kind of sting, Chloe. I don't disagree. Okay. It occurs to me that if I'm not going to... okay. So on all of my production blocks, I am putting green science in the input end for warpers and essentially using those as pull logistics. But I have no corresponding green science for warpers on the output end for push logistics, which raises the question of how we are going to get resources into these planetary malls from out of system. I either need to put green science and push-based warpers on the end of all of my production blocks, so that I can push resources into a new cluster. Oh, that's probably the better thing to do. Because the alternative is I have to carry a bunch of green science with me. Oh.
Replication complete.
Nope. Yeah, the alternative is that I have to carry a bunch of green science with me to turn into warpers on site. really want to do is just have the ingredients for this and just plop it down and go. And not have to seed it with anything. But if I'm going to proliferate green science warpers at the receiving end of production block, I need to snake that proliferation belt all the way to the end of every single one of them. Just for that. There is no option that isn't a pain here.
Flight mode.
Okay, let's see here. Which one of these meridians is the least? They all have substations about equal intervals, actually. Okay, can't remove that one. Can't remove any of the ones that are on the meridian. That's incredibly annoying. Okay, that I can remove. Okay. What I am mulling over in my head is how to dump some green science into this center one. You know what I could do? Could do that. Nope, need that. And that. Okay, fine. One of these could get green science in. Something like that. That belt could extend just far enough that it could reach into here. That could dump out onto that belt. And then sorters could move warpers from this circular belt back into these ILSs. Or I could split it instead of using sorters. Well, that's kind of annoying for
Mineral
this
depleted.
particular one. And they only use 9 kilowatts each. That's fine. No, okay, we'll do this the semi-correct way. Do I even have room for that? What are you doing?
Mineral depleted.
That collides with the splitter, but I can send it off that way. That works. Oop, no. That was correct. Actually build, please. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. How are these laid out? It looks like those can accept a fuel belt running 4 directions. The belt can loop without turns. So non-Euclidean. I mean, it's not... It's following the curvature of the pole, at least. So, yeah, not, I suppose one can call that non-Euclidean. Okay. Right, I needed to decide whether to ship around antimatter or to ship around antimatter fuel rods. What else is antimatter used for? I keep feeling like there's something else to it. Oh, that capsule that I haven't unlocked yet. So, yeah, I guess if I wanted to... Oh, you know what? I have to ship antimatter around anyway. Because antimatter without hydrogen is what's needed for white science. Okay. So, somewhere... here-ish.
Flight mode.
Let's do this on the opposite side. Let's see. We have to ship antimatter, we have to ship hydrogen. We have to ship titanium alloy. And this would be made on site. These are particle containers and processors. Okay. So if we set this up to be antimatter fuel rods, it would put some into a box for personal use. But then we could also dump some stars here. Why is this colliding with other object? this not pass through? Okay. That is only... only for sorters. Alright, that's fine. We'll build another belt like so. That actually lets us take from the box and drop onto the belt. And in that way. Is that facing the same way? It is. Good. Okay. Last star here. Another crude oil seep. Join back to the input. Okay. Good. That gets us some fuel into these artificial stars. Oh, let's see. The next thing I want to set up how many missile turrets can I make? Quite a few if I ignore all of the intermediates I have to craft. Okay, what else do I need for defense? I need signal towers. I need battlefield analysis bases. I need probably another loop like this, sending missiles around. Which could go on either side of the fuel belt.
Flight mode.
Okay.
let's assume that this one makes missiles. Okay. Let's see, where was my signal tower?
Replication complete.
How much area does that give me? Not a whole heck of a lot, actually. I was hoping for something that covered into the interior. Okay, we could offset those one to each side. Or we could, struggling to visualize this because the camera doesn't turn out far enough. Okay, why don't we put this... I was going to suggest putting that where the artificial star would have gone, but that's... Okay. Set that 10 off from the star on this side. From the star on the other side. That should mostly cover everything. Tomorrow I go to the public library and get a library card. Nice. Having fun isn't hard when you've got a library card. Yes, I was an Arthur kid.
Replication complete.
Oh my goodness, kitten. Okay.
Flight mode.
Yeah, I know you have. Oh. Third largest library in the country, dang. What do you need? You need magnets. Now you have magnets. Now you need copper ingots. Which I guess I can just swipe from you. 1, 2. There we go.
Flight mode.
Behind the Library of Cargris, which doesn't count since it's not open to the public. Fair. Oh, goodness.
Replication complete.
Okay. Okay, let's see. That range cuts off about there. Which that one does encompass. Okay. So this does give coverage over our entire mall area. We have access to the MIT libraries as well. We seem to have access to a lot of MIT infrastructure. I am jealous. Okay, let me think. What next? Missile turrets. Wait, really? Can I only belt it in? That would be interesting. Okay, I guess we're doing that then. Being married to a grad student and a member of the Student Information Processing Board has its perks. Yeah, sounds like it. Okay. We'll let the ammo belt take this fun little diversion. Which gives us 2 missile turrets, a signal tower, a battlefield analysis base, and an artificial star
Flight mode.
for large-scale power. Here...
Flight mode.
Here... One here... One here... One here... And one...
Here.
Flight mode.
Okay. We have defenses.
Flight mode.
We have hydrogen fuel rods for the artificial stars. We have warpers for the ILSs. How much of a pain would it be to shield this? An unknown pain since I do not have mag rings on me. Those went where? Here. Okay, I'm curious if I just dump... Well, I'm not going to be able to tell this without power, which means I'll need to fuel one of these
Replication
artificial
complete.
stars. Thank you. Happy midnight, Chloe. Food and sleep sounds like a good idea. I will probably be doing the same thing myself in not too long. Okay. Woo. Okay, 72 megawatts. And overloaded, which presumably means these ILSs are just drawing a ton of power.
Flight mode. Flight mode.
So let's fuel the rest of these.
Mineral depleted. Flight mode.
Okay. What I'm most interested in is... do I have enough fuel on me to see whether one planetary shield generator right in the middle can actually cover this entire thing?
Where do I get more antimatter fuel rod? Oh, I have that in a Logi chest, so I can just yoink them. I love that feature. Hello, kitten. Again. One thing that terrifies me is falling and not being able to get up. I mean, unless I have drastically misunderstood your health issues, I think you're pretty safe from that for a good while. It's my understanding, anyway. Hello, Jonas. Yes, I am back, at least for a little while. Oh, interesting. This is going to be slightly off because it's merging with the shields elsewhere on the planet. Ah, more of falling downstairs. That's fair. Oh dear. That is no fun. Okay, is this even capable of covering the top of substations? It kinda doesn't look like it. Oh, barely. No. Okay, so apart from the tops of substation satellites, it looks like one shield in the exact center can cover this whole thing, which is cool. Okay. How much foundation am I sitting on? 710? Not nearly enough to cover this whole thing. Okay. I think that leaves me... I tell you what, I've been doing this for another 3 hours. It is after midnight here. The cat keeps screaming at me for reasons. I think I am going to call it here for the evening, and when we come back tomorrow, we will work on assigning recipes and routing belts to all these assemblers. And then maybe from there we can turn this into a mall proper. Alright. I will leave it there. I will be sure to put a cat pic in the Discord after signing off. Have a good night, everyone. I will be back on tomorrow afternoon, probably not before 3 Central because I have an appointment at 2. Good night, everyone. Sleep well. Thank you for tuning in again.